India mourns the loss of a legendary voice, Asha Bhosle, a singer who redefined music across generations. With a career spanning over 8 decades, Asha Bhosle was more than just a playback singer. She was the soundtrack of India. Born into a musical family alongside her iconic sister Lata Mangeshkar, she carved her own path with unmatched versatility and bold reinvention. From timeless classics like Aaye Meherbaan and Piya Ab to Aaja to soulful ghazals in Umrao Jaan, her voice effortlessly bridged genres: romance, cabaret, classical, and pop. Her legendary collaboration with R.D. Burman transformed Hindi film music, blending Indian melodies with global sounds and setting new creative benchmarks. Even in the later years, she stayed relevant, working with composing giants like Rahman and connecting with newer generations. A recipient of the Dada Saheb Phalke Award and Padma Vibhushan, Asha Bhosle remains one of the most recorded artists in history. With her passing, India loses not just a singer but an era. Her voice may have fallen silent, but her music will echo forever.
सुरों की मल्लिका कही जाने वाली आशा भोसले ने आज आखिरी सांस ले लिया। जहां आपसे कुछ ही समय पहले मुंबई के इसी ब्रीच कैंडी अस्पताल में उन्होंने अंतिम सांसें ली हैं और आशा भोसले को कल यानी शनिवार के दिन 11 बजे के आसपास यहां पर एडमिट कराया गया था। तब उनके फेफड़े में कुछ जो है सिम्टम थे, उसकी वजह से उनकी जांच चल रही थी, लेकिन आज दोपहर होते होते उन्होंने इस दुनिया को आखिरी बार जो है वो अलविदा कह दिया। आशा भोसले का पार्थिव शरीर अब से कुछ ही देर बाद उनके लोअर परेल इलाके में जो घर है वहां पर ले जाया जाएगा। तमाम जो मुंबई पुलिस की सुरक्षा इस वक्त देखिए अस्पताल के बाहर बढ़ा दी गई है। तमाम बड़े जो उनके करीबी थे, चाहे हमारा सरकार में मंत्री हों, कई सारे संगीतकार गीतकार हैं, वो यहाँ पर आना इस वक्त शुरू कर दिए गए हैं। ये वो इलाका काफ़ी पॉश इलाका माना जाता है। इसी अस्पताल में लता मंगेशकर हों या धर्मेंद्र देओल, उनका भी इसी अस्पताल में निधन हुआ था और ये अस्पताल आशा भोसले के घर से करीब नज़दीक पड़ता है। इसी वजह से यहाँ पर उनका उपचार किया जा रहा था। फिलहाल देखिए मुंबई पुलिस की सुरक्षा किस तरह से यहाँ पर चार चौबंद कर दी गई है और उनके घर पर भी सुरक्षा बढ़ा दी गई है। कुछ ही समय बाद उनके पार्थिव शरीर को ले जाया जाएगा और कल सुबह 11 बजे से लेकर 3 बजे तक अंतिम दर्शन के लिए आम लोगों के लिए रखा जाएगा और 4 बजे के करीब मुंबई के शिवाजी पार्क में स्थित हिंदू शमशान भूमि में उनका अंतिम संस्कार जो है वो किया जाएगा। आशा भोसले जो है न सिर्फ भारतीय सिनेमा बल्कि कई सारे रीजनल सिनेमाओं में भी अपनी आवाज़ से पूरे दुनिया में जो है विश्व में अपनी पहचान बनाई थी। जिस तरह से 92 साल की उम्र में उनका निधन हुआ है, वाकई में पूरे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को एक क्षति जो है वो पहुँचते हुए दिखाई दे रही है। क्योंकि सुरों की अगर जब बात की भारतीय इतिहास की, सिनेमा के इतिहास की बात की जाएगी तो लता मंगेशकर और आशा भोसले जैसे शख्सियत का नाम जरूर लिखा जाएगा।
And now we have our consulting editor Sudha Sadanand joining us on the phone line for more. Sudha, Asha Bhosle's legacy, when I think of it, the first thought that comes to mind is that how challenging it must have been for her to build her own legacy, considering she had an elder sister who was a giant herself in the world of music, has sung and enthralled voices across people across generations, and yet Asha Bhosle built her own immaculate legacy.
Well, Krishna, of course, it was that she was the sibling of a giant, of an artist like Lata Mangeshkar, Bharat Ratna. But the struggle was also personal for Asha Bhosle, which a lot of people, I think, completely ignore. It was a time when, they did not have agency in the Hindi film industry, which was basically dominated by Urdu stroke Hindi-speaking people. And these two sisters, they had come from Kolhapur to Mumbai to work. The only thing which was overarching in the case of both Asha Bhosle and Lata Mangeshkar was their immaculate musical training under the tutelage of their father, Pandit Dinanath Mangeshkar. And when that happened, they were really masters at their art, and they came to Mumbai and they trained in Mumbai as well. Well, even as Lata and Asha both started as child artists, singing first in their father's Natak Mandali, as it was called, the theatre group. They later began singing, as child artists in Marathi cinema. And even as Lata soared, and her first success was 1949 in a film called Meher, the famous song Krishna Aayega Aane Wala, it was Asha Bhosle was singing songs, but like you rightly said, that it was Lata who was surging forward. Secondly, Asha had a bit of a personal problem and a personal battle, and that being that she got married at the age of 16 to somebody who was nearly twice her age, Mr. Bhosle, and she had allegedly a lot of personal problems with the man. However, it was in 1957 with the film called Naya Daur, which was directed by the giant B.R. Chopra, and it is called one of the first films which, defined what post-Nehruvian in India was in Hindi cinema, a film called Naya Daur. And the music was by O.P. Nayyar, in which Asha got to sing all the songs for the lead lady, that being Vaijayanti Mala. Krishna, I'm sure that all of us will recall those songs even now, and they are being played, whether it is Sangeets at weddings, Ude Jab Jab Zulfe Teri, Kawariyon Ka Dil Machle, or the very, very great song, which is still very inspiring, is Saathi Haath Badhana, or the other very, very famous O.P. Nayyar, the horse trot, Mang Ke Saath Tumhara. So the thing is that she burst forth in 1957, and after that, Krishna, there was no looking back. So the struggle was twofold. One was under the shadow of Lata Mangeshkar, and the second was her own personal struggles, which were there for her to contend. Krishna.
Right, fair enough. Sudha, stay with us. We have Mukesh Tyagi also now joining us on the broadcast. Actor Mukesh Tyagi, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us over here. It's a day that India mourns, but it's all good things must come to an end. And she has been absolutely splendid, brilliant, and enthralling Indian audiences with the best of music for decades. And yet, it doesn't feel like she's gone, because her songs are going to be with us day in, day out.
Absolutely, you said it. My most sincere condolences to these legend singer Asha Bhosle ji. I think in the span of 4 years, we have lost another Navratna of the musical industry, Asha ji after Lata ji. And I think I can say that the music industry in India has literally become an orphan today, because it is impossible to replace the 8 decades of musical singing. She did her concert at the age of 90. I think she epitomized a very classic woman who has seen the entire spectrum of life, whether it was a childhood challenges. She used to go 50 kilometers to learn the music. And her Guruji was a Navrang Nagarpurkar. And she learned from Ustad Ali, number of Ustads she learned. And she developed that vocal cord, which I think is impossible to, because she used to sing very loud. She being a daughter of a very big playwright and play producer, she was exposed to Marathi music. Then she went to Kolhapur. She got married to one gentleman, Mr. Bhosle, and then she went through a crisis with a. She had 2 children, and she was pregnant. And despite that, her enthusiasm for the music, her deep dedication for the music continued relentlessly. And that shows how empowered she was. She didn't give up her journey, because she continued to follow despite many hurdles in her personal life. And then O.P. Nayyar came in her life. And I think O.P. Nayyar gave her some of the master songs, which we all remember. Actually, I met Asha ji in Dubai in her restaurant. She was very fond of food, and no wonder she set up a chains of restaurant. And I was extremely lucky to meet her one to one and listen to her song. She was in a great mood. And since I'm also a singer, and I loved Asha ji, actually, it is below. Yeah, it's not at all. I'm trying to look down upon any other singer, but I think Asha ji, given me the choice, I would rate her as the top singer. Even when it comes to Lata ji, Lata ji was technically very strong, but the versatility Asha ji had, I think, was absolutely unparalleled. She can sing ghazals, she can sing bhajan, she can sing very chulbule songs. Aaja, Aaja, those kinds of, sensuality, which was absolutely unprecedented, and no other singer has been able to emulate her. Though people say that she was trying to copy Shamsad Begum, but I think she denied that. She said no, Shamsad Begum had a different pitch altogether, and whereas my pitch is very different. But
Right.
I think her affair with R.D. Burman, I think she was married to the music. If you see her entire journey of life, R.D. Burman was just paradoxically different person altogether. He was a very simple man. He had no other engagement other than the music. And Asha ji was versatile, very vibrant, and she used to love life. She used to like to eat, cook, enjoy life, meet friends, and she was very vivacious in every sense, and which used to get reflected in her different genre of songs she did. But R.D. Burman was entirely different. He was only wedded to the to the music, and when he proposed her, he gave her a flower which was embedded in the broom, and she said, "I will not give you a diamond because a diamond is like a stone which has no value." And record, if he has to pick up between record and the diamond, R.D. Burman will pick up record. So that kind of, I think that was a bonding between R.D. Burman and Asha ji. So I think if I can say that 100% she was musically entranced, every breath of her was committed, dedicated to the music. So that is very exemplary and very inspiring. People came out with their all kinds of insinuations against her because there was a lot of politics. These two sisters dominate the musical industry unchallenged. There might be some politics here. They were trying to look down upon, but you see the quality of songs. Nobody can say, even the blind person who doesn't know who is Lata Mangeshkar, who is Asha Bhosle, their sur is unbeatable even now, and I don't think there can be a replacement for Asha ji in ever. So she immortal in every sense, and we hum her songs. I love her songs, and she was extremely inspiring women at the age of 92. I think her tenacity, her ability to sing, her sur had gone a little bit harsh, but at the same time, she did a concert at the age of 90. So you can, and I've acted in Madhur Bhandakar's movies, which she lent her voice. Beautiful songs she has sung for Madhur Bhandakar's film. So I think we are very extreme, very, very lucky people to have witnessed this era of great singers, both Lata ji and Asha ji. And Asha ji certainly will create a huge vacuum in our lives.
Stay with us, sir. We also have our consulting editor Sudha Sadanand also on the phone line, to continue this conversation. Sudha, incredible, there are so many words that can describe a life so complex and life so well lived. Despite the personal troubles you spoke about, she's known for her vivaciousness, she's known for her vibrance. Asha Bhosle, I also want to add at this stage, Sudha, has sung across languages in this country. Yes, her a massive amount of work, a huge majority of her work is in the Hindi language. But you remember the songs that she sang in other languages like Tamil, like a song like Shenbagame, Shenbagame, or for the song she sang in Kamal Hassan's Hey Ram. She was able to strike chords across languages.
Absolutely, Krishna. Her contribution, particularly to what was called Pujorgan. That is, at the time of Durga Puja, there used to be albums which used to come out, and R.D. Burman was very famous for that. So all the songs that we know in Hindi were first done in Bengali. So whether it is Nahi Abhi Karo Intezar, which is Jawani Diwani, or any other song, Aao Na Gale Lag Jao Na, which is 1972, Mere Jeevan Sathi. All these were first Bengalis, and then they made the transition to Hindi. So therefore, her contribution to Bengali is like immense. One never saw, the Bengali film industry never saw either Asha or Lata as Hindi film singers. They were singers. They were pan-Indian. Like you said, Shenbagame. I mean, the pronunciation, and you and I are both from the South and Tamils. I mean, it puts a smile, on my face, and so on yours too. Whether it was Gujarati, of course, her mother was Gujarati, so, she could sing Gujarati. Marathi is her mother tongue. Udiya, Assamese, Punjabi, you talk about it, and she was a master at it. And she was very particular, even if you take Bengali. The thing is that Lata was a great singer, no doubt. But when it comes to pronunciation, Asha Bhosle was somebody who would take all the care to sit and understand and enunciate every word that she was going to be singing. Also,
Right. Mukesh, Tyagi, let me bring that back to you. That speaks of who she is, isn't it? Despite her great talent, her great upbringing, a father, a musical genius of a father who taught her, her shraddha, her dedication to every song, Mukesh, that she sang in every language and put a smile. Like, I'm a Tamil person. When Asha Bhosle sang in Tamil, you could not find a single fault in her pronunciation. And she did that for Bengali, Gujarati, Punjabi, every single language. And that's the reason why today her legacy is pan-India. Before the word pan-India ever came about, Asha Bhosle was a pan-India singer.
I think so. I agree with you. And Sudha had summed up very well because her pronunciation in Tamil was absolutely like very, very authentic. I've heard her Tamil renditions. No wonder she got the Guinness Book of World Record in 2011 because she recorded the most, I think, 20,000 songs in different languages, which is, I think, record only with which is given to Asha ji, though she was given Dada Saheb Phalke Award and Padma Vibhushan and Maharashtra Bhushan. She went to the extent of saying that please stop giving me award because I need new talent to come and they need to be encouraged. Stop giving me the award. That kind of humility she had. So she, there is I think a song which was O.P. Nayyar gave when both of them had fallen apart and Asha ji could not go there. And so O.P. Nayyar received the Filmfare Award. A song I'll remember in a few seconds, Piya, something like that. O.P. Nayyar and Asha ji had fallen apart, and he received the Filmfare trophy. Uh, and then when he was going in the car, he threw it off out of the car, and the kind of honesty and the boldness. At that time, there was no manipulation at all. Even O.P. Nayyar had to leave his own house, and he was completely in love with Asha ji, and he threw it off. So she also led a very bold life. She did not mince words. She wanted to say something, she'll say on your face. To so much so, somebody said, Asha ji, you are getting a lot of songs. Are you trying to be little sycophant? Are you trying to butter the music director? Well, not at all. Music directors want me to sing because my voice goes into the genre they want me to sing. So a lot of music directors will take an offense, and she went to the extent of very, very making a bold statement that I don't care because they need me, I don't need them. That kind of statement, though she started her career from a very B and C films, right from 1943 onwards. She sang in Marathi and gradually, because Lata Mangeshkar had by that time dominated the entire musical industry. So she had to really inch forward. And that's why she did not keep Mangeshkar as a surname. She retained Bhosle, so nobody should try to reflect any of the legacy of Lata Mangeshkar on her. So her self-respect and ego was so huge that she did not want to climb or to the higher positioning by virtue of her legacy in the family of Mangeshkar. So she retained a Bhosle, though she married a Bhosle, but she could have easily switched over to Mangeshkar. So that kind of tenacity and resilience which Asha ji had shown throughout, and whether R.D. Burman you sing any song, I think all those songs became जैसे मन क्यों बहका रे बहका आधी रात को देन उमरा जान दिल चीज क्या है मेरी जान मांगिए आजा आजा मैं हूँ प्यार तेरा these kinds of songs. And with Rafi also she sang so beautifully, with Kishore Kumar she sang so beautifully.
Right.
I mean, she could just step into the shoes so effortlessly. Even so much so, when R.D. Burman used to like call her up, says, "Okay, I want you to sing this song," she'll just pick up the first line and she will literally put the music in her own way कि मुर्की यहाँ लगानी चाहिए, यहाँ पे ये सुर लगना चाहिए. And that kind of, encyclopedia and authority she was in the music and the murkis which she has done. And I'm sure you are an ardent admirer of the music. If you see her, the way she used to vibrate her
Yeah.
voice, and like जैसे cricket में cover drive लगाते हैं, sixers लगा देते हैं, she will on her own without music directors, she will use those murkis which will completely surprise you that this
Right.
is the musical grip Asha ji had.
Absolutely, and we will be, enthralled by her music forever. Although she has left us today, I'm afraid we're out of time here on the conversation. Mukesh Tyagi, thank you so much for taking time
Thank
out
you.
to be with us here on News 9.